Empowerment, a mechanism by which individuals, groups, and communities gain mastery over their affairs. Let's change the world together. All right, we are back for a wild card, and this one is going to be a very exciting wild card because we're going to get to the nitty gritty as best as possible with employment and the low employment rate for the blind and deafblind community. I am here with our guest, Mrs. Marcia Lane Robinson. Marcia, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what's going on with you.
Thank you, Vashon, and thank you for having me. I am the founder of a business called the Motiva Center for Empowerment, Changing Lives and Living Changed. And that business was created mainly because after I lost my vision, a significant portion of my vision. Well, let me give you a little history, just real briefly about that. I lost my vision in the journey started in 1995 when I was involved in a car accident and the airbags severely impacted my face and caused significant vision loss. So speeding up to 2003, I found myself without a job because of my increase in vision loss and having to learn about having a new normal. I was now visually impaired / blind, kind of wading through land that I knew nothing about. However, by 2008, I was introduced to the Center for the Visually Impaired, and there a new journey began for me. In 2010, between 2010 and 2011, I created the Motiva Center for Empowerment LLC, and it has 3 facets: empowerment, education, and providing resources. Because of the journey that I went through, I realized that I had a new purpose, and that was to empower those who were disabled, particularly those who are blind or visually impaired, to understand that your disability does not determine where your purpose is. Also, there are people just in general that are facing challenges. Mm-hmm. And so it provided also another platform through public speaking and motivational speaking, to challenge anyone who is going through life's challenges, whether it be loss of a limb, whether it be loss of a loved one, and to see that, yes, you can still rise again.
Got you. So speaking of rise again, we want to increase the employment rate for the blind and deafblind. And I've been blind for 9.5 years. And in all honesty, here in Georgia, I've heard the same thing for 9.5 years: what couldn't be done, what isn't being done, what other people need to do to make it happen. And to be quite honest with you, really just tired of hearing what can't be done. And that's one of the reasons why I created Blink, to show that it can be done, and it can be done with excellence, and blind and deafblind individuals can gain employment. What do you feel? I met you when I went blind, so we've been knowing each other for a while. What do you think about the landscape locally as well as nationally for employment for the blind and deafblind?
Well, according to the statistics, and that's the first thing that people see and hear about, and it can be pretty discouraging when you look at it. Back in 2010, the NFB, the National Federation of the Blind, reported that in September of 2010, that's the most recent period today in the data right now, mm-hmm. that 75% of the estimated 4 million adults in the U.S. who are completely blind or visually impaired are not employed, are not in the labor market. And that's a pretty dim statistic.
Right.
Then here in Georgia, I'm not. I to be quite honest, I'm not sure of the statistic here in Georgia, but it puts us even in a sadder rate. Mm-hmm. However, I am one that, while statistics are good, I think that a lot of times we tend to just fall back on that and say, well, this is a statistic, and not realize that, hey, we can move above that and beyond that statistic. I think that while there are challenges for us as blind people to gain employment, that it is not impossible. In fact, it's very possible. There are many, many people, as you know, and just you as a good example, that proves that, yes, we are employable. And though we have a disability of loss of sight, or we have a disability of deafness, it does not make it impossible to be employed. I think one of the main things, though, is to somehow educate the general public and those who have the power to employ us that, yes, we are able to do the work. And unfortunately, the general feeling is that as soon as they see you with a cane or they see you with a hearing aid, they immediately make an assumption. But I think part of our responsibility is to educate others about what we can do. That's one area of it. And then it leads into, then again, the whole area of recreating yourself as well.
Gotcha. So let's talk a little bit about recreating yourself, because you started the Motiva Center for Empowerment as a recreation of yourself to provide the tools and resources and the encouragement for both yourself and the population that you serve. And I've had the pleasure to hear you speak, and it's definitely empowering, encouraging, and some great tidbits and nuggets of advice. But tell us about how that creation kind of came about, and how you knew this was a recreation for yourself, and how other individuals can create and recreate themselves to live in today's time as a blind or deafblind individual.
Okay. For me, when I first walked into the Center for the Visually Impaired in 2008, it was a very, very scary feeling. It was the first time that I had stepped out of the house by myself as a blind person. And here I am now stepping into new territory, as it were. But once I got there and I realized that there were other people there that had less vision than I did, that were totally blind and were moving around independently, it was such a eye-opener, as it were, for myself. I realized, okay, I have a new purpose. I looked up the definition of recreate, and it means one of the definitions is to create over or to give new life to,
Okay.
And that is exactly what happened with me. I began to realize that my life that I had before is no longer in play only in terms of the fact that I can no longer drive. And the things that I used to do, I just have to learn how to do them in a different way. So what I did was I took the skills that I had before, which were administration and business. I have had over 30 years of that. And also, I had a passion already to reach out to others, to help others. And so I saw that opportunity when I moved into the blind community. Now, was it easy? No, it wasn't. I still had to go through that emotional turn of trying to adjust to becoming this new person. But thankfully, with the help of others and instructors and even colleagues like yourself, I developed into a new person. So when I talk about recreating yourself, I I encourage others to look at what are your gifts and talents that you have. I believe that everyone has come here with a gift, a talent, a skill, a natural gift, a talent. And it's all about looking at that gift or talent and seeing how you can use that to propel yourself to a platform that can generate a career, that can generate income for yourself. Sometimes it takes not only your own ideas, but reaching out and getting advice from others. But it is very, very possible.
Got you. Well, everybody, that has been Recreating Yourself with Marcia Lane Robinson. Marcia, thank you for coming on and for doing the wildcard piece. Good luck in the Blink reality show as you progress through the stages, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rashawn.
Mysteries. They can fill our minds as well as the world around us. They contain webs that need to be untangled and often are time critical. To solve a high-profile mystery, you need a well-trained, quick-thinking detective. Meet Donna Johnton, aka Detective DJ, in the fast-paced world of investigation. DJ heads up Crime Crushers. These stories will take you away from whatever current reality holds, deep into the recesses of your imagination, to a place filled with excitement, investigation, hope, and anticipation of crushing that next crime. Get your ears on Detective DJ and the Crime Crusher series today by visiting DonnaJohnson.com. Grab an episode free, then just $25 per season. Each season contains 13 different episodes. $40 for the 12 Days of Christmas box set. This box set consists of 12 episodes. Just $50 for the Christmas box set in one individual season, containing altogether 25 episodes. That's 12 Christmas episodes and 13 episodes from an individual season. For more information on author Donna Johnson, her work, and to get involved with the campaign against bullying, visit JohnsonMysteryBook.club. That's JODHANMYSTERY book.club.